Inspired by sound.
Well, there we are, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another Inspired by Sound, and this time we're talking about a freaky woof short. And if you don't know what that is, well, head on over to the link in the YouTube description, and you will know. In essence, though, this is a collection of short tracks that I've been making since 2014, and it's a little library I've been working on over time. It's growing a little bit here and there, here and there, here and there, and today, this is the 162nd entry in that library. By the time you see this, it may or may not be uploaded. I know that's really vague, but I actually have to bounce it out and do all the bits and pieces to make it into the short that I would like it to be. But it might be. It depends on when you see this. So that is what I've made this morning, and I thought, well, since it's something completely new and no one's heard it yet, and you are the first to hear this. Literally, the first. Amazing. I haven't shown this to my wife, my kids, my Twitter friends, nothing. I thought I'd show you how it works and break it down for you. So, let's do exactly that. A child's point of view. Well, what did I start with? Because the track order is not what I started with. So, let me show you what I started with. This is a very strange sound from Omnisphere called NBS2 Low Budget Brass. And as far as I'm told, NBS is the Novation base station and version 2, and this sound comes from that. How's that? What did I do? And the sound is really interesting because when you hit it, when you play the key, it doesn't matter how hard you hit it, of course, but when you play and push into it, the aftertouch, the vibrato on the aftertouch gets far more quick, and it's really, really strange. I'm going to show you that now. If you see the difference, so I hit it like that, and I'm pressing the key in as I speak, as I play, rather, and you can hear it changing. And I thought this sound is so fun, I wanted to write something with it. So if I go to 2 bars and hit the metronome so you can hear it. And as you hear, the vibrato there was changing because I was pressing it and releasing it at the same time. Well, one after another. And then I decided, well, I need drums next. And I went to Addictive Drums and I found me a drum kit. And it's Modern Jazz Brushes No Room W. You know me in drums already, so I was like, well, what can I do at first? Do I want to go full jazz? No, it's too heavy. All right, what can I do? Nope, still too much. In the end, I settled for with solo. Ah, there we go. And I slowed it down as well because it was at 120 and I thought this is too fast. So let me put the two together for you now with the solo mode. 2, 1, 2, 3. I know, I didn't even have chords at this point. To myself, that's so cute and silly. I need to add more to it. And thus, the piano line was born. And the piano is Ravenscroft, but with the tone turned up a little bit, so it's a bit harsh. So the last control on page 1 is called tone. I don't want to change it now because it's set for the piece, but it's usually a little bit darker than this. It sounds a little artificial when you play it hard. But in this case, it works well. If I solo the piano and show you, I'm just kind of playing very quick chords, bit stabby, you know? And there we are. And then, of course, it was necessary to have a bass, but that was actually what came last. What came next? Or was it? Yes, it was. I needed a vibraphone. I didn't know I needed a vibraphone because I'd set the bass track up to be a bass, and I was going through some sounds. And I went to Project Sound Orchestral Essentials #2, and I came across this lovely vibraphone. Now, it's an orchestral vibraphone by nature, but I didn't want to use it that way. So it became the second melody along with the first one that I showed you, and it's panned over to the left a little bit. And I'll just solo that. I said I just solo that. And in a minute, I'll tell you about the reverb that I'm using for the melodies, because there's both melodies are going through a common reverb bus. So let me solo both of the melody tracks together, and then I want to go over to this bus and talk to you about it a little bit. I mean, there's not a lot to say, but what I've done is I sent the two melody tracks to a common bus, and if I solo that bus and play it to you, this is what it sounds like, just the bus soloed. I've realized actually that I'm an idiot, and that's not true, because it is true that I'm an idiot, but I have the main tracks soloed as well. So let me undo that. There we go. Bus, just the bus. There we go. So what am I using for reverb? Well, I am using, let me just double check and tell you the right thing, not the wrong thing. I'm using Abbey Road Chambers from Waves. Yes, there we go. And I've just turned the bus down so that it's not quite so loud, and it works quite well like that. So what I'm going to do is unsolo the bus and then re-solo this and that. Right, now, let me mute the bus while it's playing. It's playing now, or is it? We'll find out. Right. Very dry. So, and the reason I've done this is added these tracks to a bus, and I've actually also set it to independent pan, by the way, in the bus, is because each plugin can have reverb. But when you pan in Logic, and I guess understandably, that reverb also goes off to the right, and I didn't want that. I wanted a sort of roomy a bit sound, so that's what I had to do. So I'll play the track again, and I'll mute and unmute the bus. It's very subtle. Well, it's subtle if you didn't know about it. Now it's not subtle at all, and you can't unhear it, if that makes sense. But if I now unsolo that and this and go back into the bus, which I'm now in. Oh, there we go. And then play the track from the top. Now mute the bus. Unmute. It's cute and silly, isn't it? But that's that, really. So that's how that works. Very simple. And we're nearly done with this, you know. That was very quick, inspired by sound. The next one is the bass, and it comes from the new Complete 12 product, which is called Analog Dreams. The bass I used is called How Does It Feel? Now, what I've done with this is the mod wheel controls how it's actually an analog bass. All the way down at nothing, basically sort of a sub type deal. Because I didn't want to use an acoustic contact upright bass. This track is a little bit quirky, a little bit strange, and I thought, you know, I didn't want to use an incredibly good bass on that, even though I've got really good piano and really good drums, but, you know, choice is choice, and choice is wonderful. So I didn't. So if I solo bass and drums, then you just have... See, it's a little bit flat, a bit wobbly, a bit strange, but for the kind of theme I was going for, kind of a kid's bit of oddness, I thought it worked. And then the drums choke at the end, which I forgot to say, because Addictive drums can do that. You can choke the cymbals off. Where are they? There's one, there's another, and there's another. So there's 4 of them. I think there might be more in some kits as well. Some have another 3 or 4 different ones. So rather cool, all told. And that's really it. I mean, wow, what a quick Inspired by Sound we've had today. This is it. I'm going to play you the track one more time. You're probably sick of hearing it by now. But if you want to find out more about the Freaky Woof Shorts project, please head on over to the link in the description. No point saying it because you won't remember it. And you'll have to rewind the video to listen to it again anyway. And you can find out more and check out some of the other options and offerings in the library. I hope you find them of some use. And let me know what you thought of this video. You're actually hearing something before it's even released. I thought it'd be fun for a change, because normally you get to hear about something that I've already done. So yeah. Let me play you out by hitting spacebar and saying like, subscribe, and share, and I'll see you next time.